As far as you can recall, can you give us an account of what happened in relation to the admission that you made about the lie?
After I made the admission, there was, of course, discussion about my well-being, which I think rightly so, because I had just shared a very deeply personal experience that I've had. And the discussion that followed was that we would not pursue the matter further. And like in my message, Mr. Singh used the words, "Take it to the grave."
So the words, "take it to the grave," came from Mr. Singh?
Yes.
Are you very clear about that? Is that your recollection?
Yes, I'm very clear.
All right. And that's the language that you use in the message that you sent to Mr. Nathan and Ms. Low at 12:41 p.m.?
Yes.
Right.
It is not a phrase that I would usually use, so
All
it
right.
did not come from me.
All right. Did he say this in the presence of Ms. Lim and Mr. Faisal?
Yes, he did.
He did. Understand. Thank you. The impression that I got, at least, from the testimonies of both, in fact, all three, Mr. Faisal, Ms. Lim, and Mr. Singh, was that you were very emotionally affected and unable to have a conversation on this issue. Again, can you give us your account of that?
If I was not able to have a discussion on this issue, then why would I have been left on my own to make a decision as they have claimed, which is not what happened. I mean, yes. And to use mental illness as a way to discredit someone, I think, is extremely out of line.
At the meeting, Mr. Faisal said that after you had calmed down, or you had, again, I'm paraphrasing his words, he then proceeded to have a discussion with you on a statement that he had been discussing with you concerning clarification or additions to your speech that you had made just a few days prior to that. Do you remember that?
Yes, exactly. So
Yes.
I was of enough sound mind to have a discussion about that.
Was there a long break between your admission and the discussion on the statement?
No, it was right after.
Was it at the same location?
Yes, same location, same time.
Right. Can you give us a brief account of what was discussed about your statement?
It was discussed that what was discussed was that what were my views on what the statement should look like, how I felt as a Muslim woman in the community, and what the statement could look like, and that I would be drafting the statement with assistance from party leaders.
So some views were exchanged, and Mr. Faisal had told us that he had been communicating those views with you by messages prior to the 8th of August. And from what I heard from you, some views were exchanged at that meeting, and then you were to take it back and draft the statement. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you have occasion to clear the draft with any of the other party leaders who were present at the meeting?
I cleared the draft. Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Did you discuss the draft on the same day? I assume so because you posted it later that day.
Yes, we discussed what the content would be.
Did you share your draft with either Mr. Faisal, Ms. Lim, or Mr. Singh after the meeting, at some point in time after the meeting and before you posted it?
Yes.
Did they give you comments to it?
Yes, they gave some edits here and there.
Okay.